Welcome to a very special episode of Louder Than Hell. It's me, your host Connor, as always. With me is Greg, Connor Evans, and for the first time in Louder Than Hell history, we have a guest with us, and it is funny enough, Greg and I's old high school U.S. history teacher, Mr. Householder. Dave, how are you today?
Man, what's going on, man? It's so good to see you guys. How's it going?
Dude?
So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. So I guess I should explain to the audience why the hell we would get our high school teacher. You are the coolest high school teachers I've ever had. You introduced me. Not only did you introduce me to the Misfits and made sure I became obsessed with punk rock my junior year of high school, I should have gone and grabbed it. You took my Earth AD on vinyl and got it signed by Jerry Only for me, and got me Devil's Reign poster, the same one that's behind you.
Oh, dude.
That's all right.
That's awesome.
That anyone could ever do for me. So it's great you are kind of like a historian of 80s punk rock and mostly the Misfits, I know.
Yeah.
He's like a guru.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is going to be like a new age history lesson for us.
For sure.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's been really cool. Like where we are right now, you mentioned the Misfits posters behind us, but on the opposite side of where our camera is, for those of you listening, we've got a bunch of framed vinyls. Some of them are not even official prints, right?
Yeah. I've got a couple of bootlegs, stuff that I've just kind of collected over the years. I don't have any like super high, because a lot of these Misfits vinyls get incredibly expensive. But the like
fandom's real, right?
Yeah. Most of this stuff is real, and most of it is signed. I've got a pretty tight, I've got a close relationship with Jerry Only, and he really hooks me up on a lot of stuff. One of the greatest guys you'll ever meet, honestly.
Oh yeah, man. Well, so all right, I heard a rumor recently.
What's that?
Potentially, the original Misfits have been doing these reunion shows here and there, which you finally got to see, and I want to talk to you about that experience in a second. But I heard there might be a Dallas show in the future.
Man, so everything that's going on with that right now is kept under incredibly tight lock and key because Glen's involved. And like whenever Glen's involved in stuff, like lines of communication just shut down, because he really doesn't he came up in a time when punk rock was still very mystical and is very word of mouth, right? So I'm not going to say he's kind of like this like boomer mentality where he's like anti-information age, but he does like keeping a lot of that sort of mystical sort of like, hidden aspect of it. But as far as insider knowledge, man, I really have no idea, but that would be amazing. And I would definitely go.
That would have been the scoop that would have just launched this podcast.
Yeah.
When would this show have been?
Yeah. I was ready to put in my 2 weeks tomorrow if I got that. Man. All right. Well, let's talk about you went and saw them at Madison Square Garden, correct?
I did. Yeah.
What was it like? I guess even seeing like when I think like Misfits, I think of like those just dirty looking clubs they used to play in those old photos. So what was it like seeing a band that started in like the dirtiest of dirty, playing in one of the most prestigious arenas in the world?
Well, I'll tell you this. So my wife and I went on an anniversary, and we just had to go. They played Chicago, they played Denver. I think they played an LA show, and unfortunately I missed those. And Madison Square Garden came up, and I told my wife, like, we just got to do this, like whatever it costs, whatever it takes, we got to go. And we went, and I'll tell you what, man, as an adult, I rarely cry. I am not scared to admit that I cried at least 3 times during that show. It was I'm getting goosebumps, like literally just talking about it right now.
Dude, he's got the poster right here. Like we're both looking up at it while he's talking about it right now.
It was awesome. It was an amazing show. And it was, I mean, man, like, everybody, the music was great. The sound was on point for such a huge arena. The crowd was incredibly hyped, right? Because like these guys are from New Jersey, so like they're effectively local guys. And I was walking through the crowd, and I was seeing all of these faces, like Murphy's Law's drummer was there. I saw guys in like the Cro-Mags were there. Like it was like a who's who, literally just walking around this arena. And I wanted to stop and like then like say hi to them, but I'm like, dude, I'm like some kid from Houston, like they don't know who I am, but like I felt like I'd like grew up with these guys, and yeah, I mean it like I said, man, I cried 3 or 4 times, and I'm literally trembling now talking about just how amazing it was, but it came full circle for me, man. You know, loving them all my life, and then finally seeing that original lineup was it was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
What year was this again?
This is 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This
Cool.
poster, it says 56 out of 1,000 on it.
Yeah.
That's
I got this
badass.
special like autographed one. Yeah.
It's like it's got this like jack-o'-lantern on it, signed by
Just
Jerry
Glen,
only?
yeah, and Glen Danzig. Yeah.
Dude, it's so cool.
Pretty stoked.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
sick.
but yeah, you kind of really made it cool to get into rock and roll and metal like when we were younger back then. I know you guys, like both the Connors, were really into metal. Like that was, you know, shameless deal.
Yeah.
I needed to get behind that though, and
You know, growing up where you guys did
guys.
in suburbia, like, you know, there wasn't a huge metal scene. I mean, if you wanted to go see a show in Houston, like it was going to take you, you know, all night to get there. And
oh yeah, 40
so,
minutes.
you know, I mean, I think you guys did pretty good for the, you know, the resources you had. you know?
Yeah, that's true. You know, like Scout Bar was still down the road. It was
Yeah.
Oh my
accessible.
God, the 90-minute drive to Scout Bar to see
Yeah.
like Drowning Pool in high school. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
I was
My
gonna say
dad-
Scout Bar for Disturbed, man. Like
They're still playing shows at Scout Bar.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
and there was Walters. I went to Walters a ton.
Yeah, Walters on Washington, man, that was the most intimate. That venue was so special because they didn't even have a stage really. Like you were standing on the same floor as the band.
It shut down.
It was it was like a couple inches tall, man, and so you were right there next to them. I saw so many bands there, and
oh my gosh.
yeah, the pits were always like crazy.
Yeah, and there was those 4 pillars, like
Yeah, like right there in the most inopportune spots, like just
Right.
bust your head open
the
easily.
best place to not get thrown in a mosh pit,
Yeah.
right?
Everybody was,
Yeah.
even the bartender was in the pit, man. It was
Oh
crazy.
god.
What about
Nice.
the one legendary venue I got to go to once, and it's only one experience with it, but it was when I was a junior. I went to Fitzgerald once and saw Hailstorm, and it's my favorite Hailstorm show of all time because it's the smallest I'll ever see them.
Yeah.
Like 152. It like felt like I was in someone's living room, just watching what has become one of the biggest rock bands out there right now.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I believe I randomly went with I don't remember if you remember Madeline Buxton.
I do. Maddie Buxton, dude. She's a legend, man. I've got stories about her. I'll
Yes.
tell her later. She's so
Nice,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
year did you see Hailstorm at Fitzgerald's?
Oh, it had to be like 2012, 2013 because
That place isn't open anymore either, is
No,
it?
they shut down.
No.
That's long ago.
Because
Yeah.
from what I remember, it was like their upper deck was slanted at one point,
Yeah.
looking down on
Yeah,
the...
so it was a wooden second floor. And
Yeah.
so people would be moshing or dancing or skanking at ska shows or whatever, and like the floor would literally like bow, man. It was so
Oh.
terrifying. It was so crazy. I saw No Effects there like mid
Wow.
90s. I mean, yeah, I grew up
Oh
there.
my
It was great.
God,
It was
That's
great.
cool.
Yeah.
that is cool. I think I actually saw No Effects there too with Masked Intruder or something like that.
That sounds about right.
Mhm.
I do like Master
man.
Intruder.
You
Pretty good.
know, you showed me, so before the show started, before we started recording, he was showing me a bunch of really cool 7-inches and 45s and some of his records. And Evans, I know you'll really appreciate this, but he was showing me some signed Descendants records.
Yeah.
And I only know this because he always brings up the Descendants.
love the
He's a big
Descendants, man.
Descendants
Yeah,
fan. Like every time he wears that shirt around, someone always compliments it.
Of course.
He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, of
Yeah.
course, I love the Descendants, bro.
Right?
And like here I am, just like, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a Milo
should like
signed
the Descendants.
signed poster right there off their Everything Sucks tour.
Nice.
wow.
Good.
Yeah. Too bad it doesn't really fit me anymore, but I still have it.
Hey, that's
Hey,
what
no,
matters,
no,
man.
that's
What
really
matters.
what matters. You still have
In
it.
10 years, it'll be worth $400,000 probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, they're actually coming to town in August. The Descendants, 9th and Walnut, or Walnut the 9th. I can't remember the name of their. Yeah, so it's like a bunch of old tracks from their original lineup, and they're gonna redo that whole album. It's gonna be pretty
So
cool.
isn't it? Are the Descendants the one that have the band? They have the song "Pervert."
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I remember that song from the Grand Theft Auto soundtrack, I think, or something.
Yeah.
The one Descendants song I know. I had a really like self-made like Spotify playlist of all my favorite punk songs that my Spotify got hacked a couple years ago, and I had to start completely from scratch. But I've been
Crazy.
revisiting punk rock a lot recently. for a reason. I can't even go in the whole story. It's exciting things. It's kind of louder than hell related about a future potential guest. I'm refreshing my punk rock knowledge on. I'll tell you guys that off the air. But man, I've been listening to the Stooges a lot. Austin Raw Power, Killer.
Yeah.
Record Store Day. I got a bunch. It was this past weekend. I just got
that's right, dude.
one of them, but I found it was a double LP of it was some Iggy Pop concert from 1988, 89, and it was. I looked at the set list. It was mostly Stooges songs he played, and it said this is the first and only time this would ever be pressed on vinyl. I'm like, I'm just looking at my hand and how all the price tags. I'm like, all right, I took a week off drinking. Time to reward me. Saved all that money.
Tell us about your haul from Record Store Day, dude. Did you hit multiple stores? What happened? Because that was
no. I actually had an awesome experience. Well, I woke up early, and got.
We're gonna start Record Store Day.
What? Yes, woke up early, got showered, got my coffee. I went up north to Piranha Records, turning into one of my favorite local record shops here, and what's in Round Rock, technically, Austin.
Yeah.
Thought I got there an hour early. They were supposed to open at 10. Saw the doors were open and just a few people sitting outside. I was like, oh, maybe they opened early and there's like no one here. I'm just getting early pickings. No, just see everyone sitting down and the line goes down the shopping center around the corner to the So I'm like, screw it, I'm here. Like all I wanted was, what are the two things? AC/DC came out with a picture disc single after off Power Up. It's Witch's Spell and Through the Mist of Time. Got that. And I totally forget the second thing that I also found. Oh, it was a Grateful Dead fully pressed concert from the Europe 1972. It's forget the date. No Deadheads want me to be exact, but it's their Paris show from the 72 tour. That's like on 11 disc vinyl on a box set, limited to like I think 10,000 one of those. So
oh my gosh,
That's cool.
And
so
lastly,
digging deep, man.
Yes, lastly, and I brought this to my desk just for you, Dave. You introduced me to a band that I didn't really get into until we started in this podcast. Greg got into them and swore by them, and that is The Sword. And sure enough, they had a 15th anniversary of Ages of Winter. And ironically enough, I knew that when I was in line, I went on their social media and Kyle Schreff was there hanging out and he saw me buying it and he signed it for me.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. Once in a lifetime experience where you'll actually walk into a record store, pick up a record and have someone from the band in that store. So
wow. Dude, Kyle Schreff is amazing, man.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So,
he was super cool. I was talking to him for a second because I asked him if he's excited about the Primus tour they're about to do. He's like, oh, we're ecstatic.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like, I know you guys, aren't headlining or anything, but like, if you guys can like fit in that cover y'all did of She by Kiss, I fucking loved it. He's like, oh, dude, I don't know, but like apparently, I don't know if this is public, but he said Wolf Mother is off the tour, so they're going to be doing a longer set. He's like, we're all big Rush fans, and like we're going to be geeking out with Primus playing Rush, so we thought we want to do a cover of Working Man and see if they can fit that. He said he didn't know if they were going to do it.
Yeah,
that's something to keep your fingers crossed for, because I'd love to hear. I think Working Man is like the perfect riff for The Sword.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
can
make
hear
it
it
a
already.
stoner metal.
Yeah,
Cool.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sword is so amazing, man. So like that Age of Winters record right there. If you if you look at it, those are all of the members as women.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, here you have this old picture of them, which is funny because I didn't even recognize Kyle when I saw him. He doesn't look that old, but here he looks like he's still in high school.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
That's really wait. Turn that back around one more time.
Sure.
Hang on. That's cool. No, not that close.
Oh,
Hold on.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, that is
Nice.
that's an old picture of those guys.
That's gotta be like
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. If anyone's listening right now, go to our YouTube channel and take a look at what Connor's showing us.
Yeah, you can see some cool stuff, some cool Sword merch.
So,
But, dude,
So yeah, that's about it. And then also, here I got this right here. You can go ahead and talk about. Look at me talking off camera like an amateur. Finally out. We've been talking about it forever. But Mammoth WVH
Yes.
available now.
Finally.
When you pre-order it, get the signed edition.
Ooh,
That's pretty cool
Gold
artwork.
Sharpie
Yeah.
too. Nice.
Old Sharpie. Yeah, I've got it on vinyl too because I'm an addict.
Man, okay, so for Record Store Day, I went and looked for that vinyl, and at all three shops that I went to Cactus Records, I went to Sigs Lagoon, and All Records, and they were all sold out.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
I was like, all right, I missed it. I guess he's bigger than I thought. People must be listening to us hype him up.
He was on Saturday. By Saturday, he was #1 on all iTunes have sold. So if he gets the #1 record off this, I'd be ecstatic.
Well, okay, so he did an interview with Apple Music about this whole album. Like he did an in-depth thing with like track by track. If you're on Apple Music, you can like look at like how
It was like commentary.
Yeah, I know. Basically, it's like commentary for each track.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's really neat. It's like a whole paragraph, 2 paragraphs, where he just talks about like how he wrote the song, things he remembers about the song, things that came up like while he was writing it or recording it. And I thought that was really sweet.
Director's cut.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But what else did I get for Record Store Day? Shoot. I was really looking for this Hemispheres picture disc by Rush, and I found it.
that was a Record Store release?
No, they had multiple picture discs like released, but that
Okay.
was the one that I saw, and I was like, I gotta get it because it's the man touching the brain,
Yes.
And I was like, that looks really freaking sweet. I also got Shades in Two Worlds by Allman Brothers Band. That was really cool, limited print. I got the new Black Keys record, Delta Cream. I recommended that last week, but I had to.
That's
like,
a good album. I like that.
yeah, I know. Thank you. And then I was really proud of my girlfriend. She dove into the stacks too and was getting in there. She didn't get metal or rock, but we're getting there. It's
Getting
indie,
there, yeah.
and then punk, and then metal, right?
Yeah.
How it works.
That's the gateway. That's right.
Dude, I'd be impressed if you were like, dude, shoot, we got to listen to Wham the other day. It was awesome.
Oh man.
Note 4.
Oh, okay. The buddy that I'm about to talk about listens to this, so he's probably gonna hear this before I get to him. But I found Opiate on vinyl by Tool.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
So I
That's
immediately was
fine.
like, bought it immediately, and I'm just
it's only like $5, right? Or like $9.
It was $11.
Okay.
It was $11 at Cactus, and then after I bought it there, I went and saw it at Sigs Lagoon for $9. So it's like, okay.
Because the only Tool records you can find that aren't going to be like hundreds of thousands of dollars because they came out in like most of their albums came out in like a CD era. Is like you can find Under Oath or Undertow and Lateralis and Opiate are like the 3 you can find.
Yeah.
I wasn't heavily into Tool when Fear Inoculum came out. I didn't realize their vinyl pressing of it was so limited. Those are really valuable. 10,000 Days and then Anima are just extremely hard to find. But
Yeah, I actually asked a dude about Fear Inoculum at Cactus, and he laughed at me like out loud.
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you guys carry any like Tool, like Fear Inoculum?" Maybe he goes, "No way, man, no."
Yeah.
Typical record store guy.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay, thanks, bro."
probably the thousands, duties had to answer that question for.
Yeah, probably. But all in all, I'd say it was a successful Record Store Day pull. I got to like really ingratiate myself into the Houston record shops.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
I allegedly I heard, and maybe Dave, you can confirm this for me. I heard Black Dog Records closed.
I don't know. I want to say I heard that, but I don't know for a fact. But I think you might be right. I think I heard that they did close.
That was my dad's favorite one that we would always go to.
Yeah.
Cactus was always like, oh, let's go to Cactus. Like, oh, that's far into Houston. Like, we had to give it. But Black Dog was always like because he just like would always find cool shit in there. Dave, what is for like most prized record collection? Like, what's something you're proud of in your vinyl collection?
I mean, I like my sheer volume of Misfits vinyl. I would say I'm pretty proud of, because I started collecting when I was in high school, and a lot of the stuff that I have has been signed by various members over the years. Like, man, I would take a freaking vinyl cover I'd take the album like to the show and just like pray nobody like bumped into me or I dropped it or I spilt beer on it or something, you know. So I've got some pretty good Misfits vinyl, and I've got a decent sword collection too. Yeah, I showed that off.
Yeah,
earlier.
no, that
Yeah.
his sword collection is really freaking sweet, man. I've never seen a record in the shape that wasn't a circle. So
Yeah, I've got a. I think it's I'll pull it out here in a second, but it's
Please
yeah,
tell me you just like you go full irony and just have this massive like gun safe filled with swords. Just like got the ARs in here, man.
I do own actual swords, but no, just sword vinyl is my love, man.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. See, I don't know why. That's just like you look like a guy that would own a lot of swords.
dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I wish I should have just smoked some Delta 8 before this or something to actually like have a justification in that excuse, whatever.
There you go. No,
Dude,
it's
how
fine.
do you like it though?
How do I like what?
The Delta 8.
Oh, it's all right.
I tried it the other day. I forgot to tell you. I liked
Yeah.
it. It's really
Yeah.
neat.
And this is turning from a music podcast to a stoner podcast real quick.
Well,
Honestly, usually
back
when you're
to-
talking about when you're talking about the sword, usually marijuana is not far off.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know if you guys can see it or
Oh,
not,
whoa.
but this is the Night the Sky Cried Tears of Fire picture disc. It's this hexagon shape. It's pretty jamming, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's ridiculous, right?
I have seen the sword live, and it was at Free Press Summerfest one year that I went, and I was like,
Yeah,
this is real, man.
it was the same show. I think it might have been. It was right when they got off their Metallica tour.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't even know them.
Yeah,
I don't even really know them now. I know of them, but I need to listen to some of their stuff.
Connor, you would love it.
What would you suggest that I listen to?
oh man,
I love this album that I have on cassette. I found at
Apocryphon. Yeah,
Records. Yeah, I was like, wait, I have something cool and random from the sword too. Yeah, it was only $8. It's used, and then it's marked on the back that it's number 4, I think 98 of 3,000. So
oh wow,
Dude,
limited press. That's awesome.
solid.
yeah,
That's solid.
I would honestly just say start with Age of Winters. It was kind of their first big, their first full length, and just kind of go chronologically. They kind of change up their sound after their second album, and they start mellowing out just a little bit. Their latest album, Used Future, is pretty mellow compared to their original stuff. It's still there's still a couple of songs that pop a little bit, but for my money, Age of Winters is and their second album,
Gods of the Earth.
Gods of the Earth. Yeah, that's my jams.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Please do. Amazing.
Yeah. Also the one that Connor pulled up, Apocryphon. That one's really
Yeah,
fun.
Apocryphon's fun
Yeah.
too.
Hawks and Serpents on there.
Yep,
That's my jam.
Yeah.
yeah. Veil Virus, Cloak of Feathers, great. Yeah.
Yep.
Dying Earth. Yeah, Dying Earth. That's a
Dying Earth,
Yeah.
Montaigne, or Hidden Masters. There's Montaigne, something on there. Just great album.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Arcane Montaigne.
Getting to go through like record store day again, getting out and about, like not having to wear a mask while I'm looking through things. Like that was nice. But yeah, dude, record store day was great. I'm so glad that you got Mammoth. Did you get the Mammoth vinyl for record store day or did
No,
you
I
order
got
it?
it pre-ordered.
Okay,
So it
okay.
came in clear vinyl. I should have honestly prepared better and just got all my stuff over here. But yeah, I actually wanted to ask Dave. So I'm just curious. When I was in high school, it wasn't completely rare to have people our age knowledgeable about classic rock and stuff. And as someone that is gone from teaching millennials to now Zoomers, as they call them, like how often do you find like someone in high school or like as a teenager like finds still good old music? Is it becoming more common or less common?
It's kind of strange. Like, so you've got this newer generation, and like they express themselves entirely online, right? So it's rare to even see a kid these days with like any kind of like metal shirt or like a band shirt, right? Because for so long, the shirts that you wore was your identity, and that's how you found your tribe.
Right.
And so over time, as these kids are more communicating online, they don't really have to put themselves out there like graphically on the daily basis at school anymore. you know, because they might have already found their tribe, or they just don't feel the need to express themselves in person. So it is a little bit harder. So every once in a while, you know, like I try to play music in between classes, and every once in a while, you know, some kid will hear it and they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I like that song, and you know, I've heard this band before, and you know, and so we'll build relationships
That's
like that.
That's gotta be like little glimmers of hope.
It is. It really is. I mean, yeah, I've got a lot of hope for the future of these kids. You know, especially with all this music coming out now that I'm seeing. You know, it's great. It's great. But yeah, it can be difficult. It can be difficult in this new age we're entering in. You know, I kind of feel like a dinosaur sometimes wearing like old Misfit shirts or whatever. But it is what it is. You know.
No, that's not a dinosaur thing. That's like a prize relic.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, true. It's a badge of honor, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Badge of
Yeah,
honor.
yeah.
Yeah.
What I was gonna ask, have you heard of Greta Van Fleet, and what's your take on them? Because that's kind of like the biggest band that's blown up in the last 2-3 years, and everyone has an opinion on them. And I see that Led Zeppelin poster behind you, so I figured you might have opinion on it. Like, what's your take?
I do. I dig me some Greta Van Fleet, man. You know, I it probably won't be like the first record I pick up if I'm going to sit down and like jam, but like I am not upset at all if they pop up on my Spotify. I'll crank them up, you know, when they come up on my playlist or whatever. Yeah, I mean, they're doing it right. You know what I mean? They're doing it right. They're rocking out as hard as they can, and I'm thoroughly enjoying them. Yeah.
And it's just 4 kids making music together. Like, and maybe it is too close to Led Zeppelin even for me sometimes, but I see from the point of view they're almost like taking a step back to take a step forward. Like, I feel like the way to make music has gotten so overproduced, so over like layered, so electronic, and they were the first like group of kids to bring it back and be like, no, we're gonna do this the old way.
Yeah.
And I think as their albums get more and more, you know, as they get older in their albums, you know, they record more music, that's going to just be like their chapter 1 was, you know, the Led Zeppelin phase.
Right.
For sure.
The second album already is slowly getting them out of that more into their own sound. So
yeah, no, absolutely. You know, it's great. You know, it's watching these great musicians exploring their crafts, man. I mean, you know, you pick a band you like, and that's kind of one of the benefits of metal and, you know, hard rock and all this stuff is like, you get to see a band and you get to see them evolve over time. You know, we were talking about the Sword earlier, and all these bands, you know, I started listening to Metallica when I was like really young. And when they came out with the Black Album, everybody was like, oh my God, this is so different. And then over time, you just kind of enjoyed it, you know, and then like, there's a bunch of other releases too. And, you know, but yeah, I love seeing bands like Greta Van Fleet coming out. You know, I'm a little bit older, so I still think of like the bands like the Sword and Red Fang and all them. I still see them as kind of new in my mind.
Right.
But,
Same.
You know, but yeah.
I even when like bands that I like Ghost, their first album just hit 10 years or whatever, really recent. I'm just like, oh my God, like I just
years.
it feels like with Greg going to see Avenged Sevenfold at the Woodlands and having my mind blown.
Just gets worse as you get older, bro.
We were like mind blown. We were like, what the hell just happened? Did we just get cursed?
Right.
Yeah, just Connor, you saying 10 years for the first Ghost album. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Like, and then when I was in college, like the Avenged Sevenfold stuff was hitting 20 years, like 10, 15, 20 years on their albums. I was like, oh my God. Like that was like.
Yeah, City of Evil turned 19 the other day.
Yeah, it was funny. The only shirt I ever got in trouble for owning was an Avenged Sevenfold t-shirt that I had to have. So it was like right after the Rev died, and it was when Nightmare came out, and it was like his skull, and on the back it said, "It's your fucking nightmare."
Nice.
For like 6 months, and like hid it from my parents. Just would wear it out like a hoodie over it, take it off, and left the house. And I always make sure to do my laundry. Left my dirty laundry out, and then next day mom comes yelling in my room, "What the hell is this?" Like,
oh, dude,
And,
you still have that shirt? You got that shirt tucked away?
I think I convinced her to keep it as collectible, or it's like, I won't wear it, but like, don't throw it away. Like, it's gonna mean something to me when I'm older.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to go back to Houston soon to clear out a bunch of my old stuff that I've left using my parents' house as free storage last 5 to 6 years. So sell the house and stuff. So that we can talk about that later. But anyway, we've got 5 minutes left on this Zoom call. So, man, this is a lot of fun. I'm going to just already realize for the future, I need to invest some money in a Zoom account for us because like that 30 minutes or 40 minutes ago.
That flew by. It was like blink.
I feel like we scratched the surface. Dave, we're going to have to get you back on again, but we always end the show. And we'll let you go last if this put you on the spot, but we always end each show with a weekly recommendation. Usually it's an album. It can be a song. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be rock or metal. It's whatever you're digging through lately. And someone told me to check out this song because they knew I was a Ghost fan. And now, of course, my Spotify wants to crap out on me. I was like, okay, if you're going to compare any music to Ghost, I'm going to listen to it. Doesn't completely sound like Ghost at all, especially vocally, but I see where they were getting their comparison from. But it is called Flower Moon by Doom's Children. And I hate
Flower Moon.
The cover looks like an old, like kind of like punk rock-y album. Like I can see the Misfits having that kind of cover. But yeah, it starts off really chill and the song just kind of builds, kind of like some Ghost songs do. So I highly recommend it. It's the only song he has on his Spotify.
Okay.
New artist, 30,000 streams. So, you know,
What's it called again?
Flower Moon by Doom's Children.
Okay.
That's solid. I'm gonna look that up for sure.
For sure.
Add it to the queue.
Yes.
Connor, what you got?
I'm gonna. Okay, so I know that I sent a song in our group chat recently, maybe a few days ago, and I probably talked about this band before. I don't know for sure, but I definitely talked to you guys about it in our text. But it's a band called Chimera. I think that's I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Chimera?
Yeah, Chimaira.
Okay.
And okay, Dave, I can already see Dave knows one.
He's like, okay,
They're pretty good. I'm down with it.
So that the album I'm talking about is The Impossibility of Reason, and that's a sick, super heavy album. Even the album before that, Pass Out of Existence, is really good, but The Impossibility of Reason is super heavy. And I sent you Overlooked, and that's
I own that album actually.
What?
I've got it on CD. Yeah,
Nice.
True story.
super heavy.
You're showing your age.
Yeah, maybe Dave could like explain that album a little bit better than I can. But
Man, I haven't listened to it in a while. I don't know.
It's super good. I love it. It's really heavy, and it's like early 2000s kind of hard heavy rock.
Yes.
Nice.
So y'all should listen to the Overlooked song that I sent earlier into the group chat. But
I will. I'm gonna post that on the Louder Than Hell Twitter on our social medias. By the way, Louder Than Hell podcast on Instagram, and then at
LTH podcast
Pod
on Twitter.
On Twitter, and then Louder Than Hell. Just put it in the Google search bar. You'll probably find us.
Yep. All right, Greg.
Okay, real quick. New album. Older band, well, not older, but they've been around for a while, called Red Fang. Really cool stoner metal album. One of my favorite songs on it is Fonzie Scheme and Anodyne. They both have really cool breakdowns, and if there's any kind of adjective I would use for this album, it's crunchy. Definitely enjoy it, and I think you guys would enjoy it too.
Dog is the one Red Fang song I know that I really like.
Yeah.
The video is really cool too.
It's a really fun video.
All right.
Yeah, that's my
recommendation.
Oh man,
shout something out.
There's a band called the Red Dons. I've been listening to them a lot lately. They have a song called Secret Agent. It's that whole album. I can't find the album name right now, but the Red Dons Secret Agent, really good punk rock. Fantastic. If you want metal, I've got to recommend High on Fire, Snakes of the Divine. It is a classic. I just turned Gregory on to it.
Yeah, he showed me that song before this, dude.
Yeah.
A song on that album came on the other day on my Spotify, and I forgot how much of a fucking shredder it just opens up with on the lick.
Amazing, dude. Yeah, Matt Pike, dude, he's a legend. Fucking legend.
What was the name of the song by Red Dons that you said?
Secret Agent.
Okay, I'm trying to look for the album right
now.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Well, we gotta wrap this up. Got less than a minute before the Zoom call ends. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank for all our supporters. Dave, thank you guys so much. Or thank you so much for being our first guest. This went by way too fast. We're gonna have you back on in the future. And then I'm gonna just self-plug real quick to end it. June 25th, Friday at Roma Room. I'll be doing stand-up for my friend's birthday. Awesome lineup at Good Guy Connor on Instagram. Just message me for ticket info. Guys, I'll see you guys next week for another awesome episode of Louder Than Hell. Take it easy.
Nice, dude.
See ya.